What's up, folks? I'm Dwayne,
I'm Alicia.
and this is Blackboard Gaming, where we teach you about all these great board games that are out there.
Waiting to be played by you and yours.
I'm a simple man, don't want a complication. Complication.
Hey, everybody!
We hope everyone is enjoying. We hope you all are enjoying your 4th of July weekend.
Yep, yes, we do. Hope you guys are having a lot of fun. Now, before we get started with this video, we want to make sure we give a shout out to Sylvan Factory Games. Sylvan Factory Games is a new board game spot that has opened up in Ann Arbor, Michigan, which is about 50 miles from us. The owner, Todd Maddox, reached out to us and said, hey, come out and check the place out. So we went out there to check the place out, and we had a really good time. You know, he gave us these shirts, and he was just very welcoming, and we're all about supporting your friendly local game store. You know, I want to make sure that when you're looking for board games, check these places out. And if you are anywhere near the Ann Arbor area, definitely give them a try. It's really, really nice. All right, so you ready to get into this?
Yes.
All right, so a couple weeks ago, we participated in the Tabletop Tag Challenge, which is just 20 questions. And one of the questions was, what is your favorite board game mechanic? You know.
So we thought that would be a great topic for us to explore further. So we are going to talk about our favorite board game mechanics. But we're going to talk, our discussion is going to be threefold. Each of us is going to name 3 of our favorite mechanics.
Yep.
Then for each mechanic, we're going to identify a favorite game that utilizes that mechanic.
Yep.
And we're also going to identify a game that we think is a great way to introduce that mechanic to new gamers.
Yeah. And I thought that we thought that would be a great topic to discuss. All right. So we each have 3, and I think we probably got an honorable mention.
I have one.
Yeah, I know I got one. But
Okay.
this was kind of tough. But okay, who wants to go first?
Brains before beauty.
So that's you. I mean, that's you both ways.
Oh, so
That's what I'm saying.
all right.
I'm not getting killed.
Okay,
No, that's you
okay.
both ways. But I'll bite the bullet. I'll go ahead and go first.
Okay.
All right. So my first favorite board game mechanic is, when I mentioned the tabletop tag, is worker placement. I love worker placement. I love the choices that it gives you. I love the fact that you placing a worker out on a board, but you also have a backup plan, because usually in worker placement games, if someone else goes to that spot, no one else can go. So you have to have a backup plan to your plan, and sometimes you might have a backup plan to your backup plan. You know, so I really love the puzzliness involved in worker placement games.
Okay.
Now, my favorite worker placement game is Anachrony.
Okay.
Anachrony, set in a sci-fi world where we are factions that are trying to prepare our village or city or town, you want to call it, for a catastrophe that is an impending catastrophe that's headed our way. And we learned about this because we have discovered time travel, and our future selves have reached back and say, hey, this is going to happen. This asteroid is going to hit the planet. So now we're getting ready, preparing our world for the influx of people that's going to come to us. They want to make sure we look the most attractive for people to come to our faction, you know. And the thing is, we are, with time travel, we are borrowing resources and people from the future to come back and help. But we got to make sure that we send them back, you know, like repay it, or we're going to create some kind of time paradox or whatever.
Okay.
So I love Anachrony.
Okay.
You know, now the game that I would introduce to board gamers if I wanted to teach them about worker placement is Fabled Fruit.
You thief.
Thief? Why am I a thief?
Thief. So,
Why am I a thief?
so this wasn't my first mechanic, but worker placement is on my list as well. Like I said, he's a thief. He's an idea thief.
It was your favorite game?
No, one of my favorite mechanics is worker placement.
No, I
as
mean,
well.
is this your favorite game that utilized that mechanic, or is it the game that you would teach people?
The game that I would teach.
Okay, all right. Well, we can both have Fable Fruit on our list.
Idea thief. Anyway.
So, Fable Fruit is pretty much it's cards. And everybody has a meeple. You're making fruit juices, and you're sending out your meeple to these cards to get fruit to make the fruit juices. So, and I think Fable Fruit would definitely show people worker placement.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, as I already put out there, worker placement is one of my favorite mechanics as well. And I just like the choices. You get to choose, and it's just an added fun feature that you actually got to go to that spot to choose that action. So yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, like you could choose to have nachos, but you need to go to the grocery store to get the ingredients.
Yeah.
You know, and I like that, but hopefully somebody ain't blocked off the door.
Anyway, so yes, but my favorite worker placement game is viticulture. I love viticulture.
Great choice.
I love that grande worker. Because if somebody is on the spot that you want to be on, you just pull out your grande work and say, I want to come here too.
Yep, and you can't say nothing about it because he's bigger than you.
So I love that. I just really enjoy viticulture. And yes, I think if I were going to introduce that specific mechanic to a gamer that's new to the hobby, I think Fable Fruit is the best entree in to teach that particular mechanic.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's more out there, but that will be ours.
Yes.
You know, and it's funny because I remember when I first told you about viticulture, you was like, nah, it's your favorite? One for the team.
It's my favorite worker placement.
All right, so the next mechanic that I really enjoy is drafting, but specifically dice drafting. You know, I love dice drafting. And my favorite game that involves dice drafting is Pioneer Days. I mean, I love Pioneer Days.
I like Pioneer Days a lot too.
Yeah, Pioneer Days, you're pretty much traveling across the Old West and you're drafting dice in order to get money or wood or medicine or whatever. But the thing is, it's a die. If it's one dice, if it's not drafted, depending on the color, there's an impending catastrophe that's coming up. Like it might be disease or famine or something like that.
Or robbers.
Yeah, or robbers. You know, so I like it because of the theme. You know, I think it's a theme that draws people in. So if I was to pick what dice drafting game that I would introduce to new board gamers, now this was actually a tough one because before now I probably would have said Sagrada, but now a new game has entered that, and that is Dice Miner. And Dice Miner is just real quick to set up, real easy to get into. It doesn't take a long time. I think Dice Miner would be my choice to introduce to new people. I've done it twice this month already.
Yeah, I think Dice Miner is a good choice.
Okay.
He is such a copycat, everyone.
Why am I a copycat now?
So, drafting is one of my favorite mechanics too, but I'm not specifically focusing on dice drafting. I just like card drafting in general.
Okay.
And honestly, one of my favorite games that utilizes drafting is Meadow.
Great choice.
Oh my goodness. When I see all of those choices laid out and I get to pick the one I'm going for, man, that's just such a thrill.
Yep. Meadow is a great choice. I love the art. It's beautiful.
Yes, I love that game, and I love that. One of the things I love about it is the drafting aspect.
Okay.
Now, if I were going to introduce a new gamer to drafting, I think Point Salad is a perfect game to teach drafting to new games.
Yeah, point salad is a good choice.
It's simple, it's quick, it's definitely a get it in where you can fit it in game.
Now who the copycat? See? Okay, keep going.
But yeah, so drafting would be one of my favorite mechanics.
Okay. Well, my third favorite mechanic is tile placement. I love tile placement. I love when you placing tiles, you got that feeling that you're building something out. You know, I almost say engine builder, but no, tile placement, you get to sit back and look at what you built. You know, so my favorite game that utilizes tile placement right now for me is Ark Nova.
Okay.
I love Ark Nova. I love the fact that you're building out your own zoo. And you got to build out the zoo in order to put animals in it. You can't just throw animals out into the field or whatever. You got to buy tiles and place them out there and put them a certain way. You know, so I really love Ark Nova.
Okay.
All right. Now, if I wanted to teach somebody tile placement, my first choice would actually be Land versus Sea.
Oh, wow. That's an interesting choice.
No, I mean, I think some people would pick some other ones, but Land versus Sea is just so simple to get out of the box. You know, you can have it ready to play in pretty much about a minute. You know, and then all you're doing, you're focusing on one thing. Either you need to enclose land areas or you need to enclose sea areas. That's it. I mean, there's some things that you can add to add to the complexity, but base game, that's all you're doing. So I would introduce that. I think people would grab on to that.
Okay.
You know. All right. What's your next one?
So, this is the last on my list, but not necessarily my third favorite. This might be my favorite mechanic. It's between this and worker placement, and that's set collection. I love set collection. I don't know what it is, but there's just something satisfying about looking at that collection.
That hoarder.
Yeah, I am a hoarder. A favorite game that utilizes set collection is Floriferous.
Yeah, you really do.
I love Floriferous. It's such a pretty game. I enjoy it. And a game that I think would introduce people to set collection, the set collection mechanism is Herbaceous. I think Herbaceous is similar to Floriferous. It's pretty too, but Floriferous just is, to me, it's more complex and a little bit more sophisticated than
Herbaceous is just so easy.
Yeah.
You pick a card, you decide, okay, either I'm gonna keep this card in my garden or I'm gonna place it in the common garden, and then the next card you draw has to go to the other place.
Exactly.
And it's really that simple.
Yes.
So I think Herbaceous is a great choice.
Yes.
You know. All right, so we did our 3, but we each have an honorable mention.
Okay.
So since I went first,
I'll go first.
and your honorable mention, so you go ahead.
Okay, so my honorable mention is cooperative games. I am one of so I like, and I don't know the categories, but you know, the kind of cooperative game where everyone knows everything, so to speak, all the cards are on the table.
Yeah.
So it was really hard for me to pick between my favorite. My 2 favorites are Forbidden Island and Pandemic. And the reason I love Forbidden Island is because it's the cooperative game that introduced me to that
whole tabletop world.
Yes. And I was just like, wow, I didn't know you could do that in a game. So Forbidden Island is always going to have a special place in my heart. But if I were going to teach this game, I would pick Pandemic. Now, we disagree, but I think Pandemic is a little bit more accessible than Forbidden Island. And I love it too. I love the big map, but
Yeah.
I just love the theme.
I think that's what it is. Ain't no map in Forbidden Island. It's a mapping pandemic, and you love your maps.
I do love.
That's
my
what
map.
it is.
No, but I just think Pandemic is just slightly more accessible than Forbidden Island.
Okay. I mean, I'm with you there. I'm with you. So my honorable mention, I love resource management. I love when you go out and you're getting these resources and then you're turning around and spending them and you're trying to maximize what you do with these resources.
Yeah.
You know, so my favorite game,
I
resource
already
management. Sorry, it's Everdale.
He always got to bring Everdale in. I don't care what
It's
the topic
Everdale.
is. He always got to find a way to put.
I didn't
Everdale
bring it
on
in
the
with
list.
worker placement. It has worker placement, but it's not my favorite worker placement.
But you was gonna find a way.
Yeah, Everdale. All right. Now, if I wanted to introduce people to resource management, now there is a game that I know people are going to say, but I honestly haven't played it yet. I want to play it. I might end up having to get in it myself in order to play it, and that is Stone Age. But my favorite resource management board game that I'm introduced to new gamers is Juicy Fruits.
Okay, I can agree with that.
With them big fruits. I would definitely introduce that. All right, so those are our favorite board game mechanics. Now, if you like the contents of this video, feel free to hit the like button
Follow us.
or find us.
Find us.
Yes.
On Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Yep. Subscribe if you haven't. And just to let you know, we're going to be breaking for a couple weeks. We got some things going on. But until next time, I'm Dwayne.
I'm Alicia,
This has been Blackboard Gaming.
and we will see you next time.